Well, now to that Canadian connection. Barack Obama made a point today of thanking Canada for its help. Senior correspondent Terry Milewski has more on that one. Terry.
Well, Peter, for 55 years, Canada has had a much warmer relationship with Cuba than the U.S. had, which may have helped to make this happen. Canada's friendship with Cuba peaked in 1976 with the state visit of Pierre Trudeau, which brought out huge crowds in Havana. The trip served to tweak the nose of the American giant, which took a dim view of Trudeau's dalliance with a communist dictator, Fidel Castro. But the friendship endured. Castro famously appeared at Trudeau's funeral in 2000, and the old revolutionary reminisced about his friend. The Trudeau funeral also happened to put Castro pretty close to former U.S. President Jimmy Carter. The two talked about warming up relations, but it didn't happen.
Hi, Canada.
So even as Canadian tourists enjoyed low-budget vacations at Cuban resorts, the U.S. embargo dragged on and kept Americans out. Only in June of last year did U.S. and Cuban officials finally meet in Ottawa for secret talks. The Prime Minister told Peter Mansbridge today that he would not exaggerate Canada's role.
No, we were not trying in any way to direct or mediate the talks. We were just trying to make sure that they had the opportunity to have the kind of dialogue they needed to have.
What do you think this could mean?
Well, look, I believe that change is coming to Cuba. There are some changes taking place there now. They're very slow. But I think that's an economy and a society just overdue for entry into the 21st century.
On that, the opposition agreed. In a statement, the NDP's Paul Dewar said this is what diplomacy looks like, and Canada is very good at it. As for Justin Trudeau, he remembered Fidel Castro and applauded the news.
I think it's very clear that the Liberal Party and Canadians in general have had very positive friendships with both the United States and with Cuba, and to see the welcome steps of building ties between the two countries appear today is a very good news, a very good piece of news.
Experts caution, though, that this is only the beginning of change in Cuba.
This first step, perhaps, and a longer-term normalization would support the process of economic reform in Cuba, which would promote prosperity and be of benefit to Canada as well.
And that process could have begun in Montreal 14 years ago. At the Trudeau funeral, Fidel Castro proposed to Jimmy Carter some baseball diplomacy. The outgoing president, Bill Clinton, said okay, but the incoming one, George Bush, said no. Peter.
All right, Terry, thank you. Terry Milewski in Ottawa.